Now, Mr. Dale, one of the biggest problems that we are having, the problem we have is my wife has been working alone, and every time if we pay everyone who works on this garden, it ends up being so costly. Now we've received these holiday makers, so they are helping us. My children are helping us. They are going to take care of everything. So Mr. Dale was advising him to clean the banana plantations. You know, the dry leaves of the banana plantations that we are seeing right now is going to be harmful to the pepper, according to what Mr. Dale is saying. So he's advising him to make sure all these dry leaves on the banana plantations are cleaned and cleared and removed from the banana plantation. You have to remove all these shadows so that you get the light, or else your pepper will start growing so tall without producing fruit, because it will be chasing the sunlight. So clean all these plantations and remove the dried banana leaves to enable your plants to grow well. Now, there is also someone who kept telling us that we are not putting this crop so deep enough. He said that if we put it down, it has to reach almost the shoot. Now that you are here in the garden, let's inquire about that. We want to be able to, is it okay for us to plant this seed the way we've been putting it? Or are we supposed to dig a very deep hole to make sure we cover up to the shoot? And in doing that, what are you aiming to do? If you look at the other plant, did you plant so down or did you plant in the same hole? I planted in the same hole. Don't you have branches? Yes, they have branches. Now what is your problem? Well, he got so many advices from passers-by, and most of the advices he was receiving is not exactly accurate. So Mr. Dale was telling him, what you're doing is fine. So if you want your plantation to just be concentrating on producing branches, it will deter the growth of the crops on your plant. So it's about how deep to plant. So the issue is, don't worry about how many branches are being produced, because the crop will eventually produce other branches if you plant it well in the ground. Well done. What's your name? I'm Ruth. This is Ruth. She's in senior 2, or you could say, senior 2 is what? Junior high. You could say junior high. So these are some of the children from for Salongo. They are working in the garden along with their parents. So this is Chironde Paul Musisi, and he has just finished grade school, and he's in holiday. Next year he's going to be starting high school. So this is like a family endeavor where the whole family is putting in their effort. They have their music to entertain them as they do the work. So one of the biggest things that Mr. Dale advised him is to clean all the banana plantations that you're seeing, to remove the dried leaves. Those dried leaves will hide insects. When he sprays the pepper, the insects will run and hide there, and after he leaves, the insects will come back and eat the pepper. So he has to really clean and clear all the dry leaves in this garden plant, in this banana plantation. So for this insecticide, so if you're spraying, you're going to get duoxylamethine 250 mils, and then nimbecidine 50 mils, and mix together. Or you can use osalomectin from Osho, because osalomectin is 2-in-1. For it, you just spray. But if you use nimbecidine, you have to mix together with duoxylamethine. But the one from Osho is already mixed together. You spray at once. So that's how you will get rid of this disease. This disease comes in the hot season, and it's a disease. And when you harvest it like this, it will be rejected at the company. So you really have to treat your pepper. Now this disease is called kakata in Uganda. I really don't know how it's called in English. Google didn't have help. So if you know how kakata is called in English, please comment. But it causes like a discoloration on the actual fruit. It makes it look a little bit grayish or brownish. It affects the outer shell of the hot pepper fruit. You know, the other problem that we have as farmers, those people who are selling us these farming chemicals or medicines. Now you see, he was removing some soil because he was advised that if he does not put too much soil, then the crop will bring more branches. And Mr. Dale told him it doesn't matter. You can put enough soil on that crop and it will still produce branches. Now this got sick. It got what we still would call leprosy. So it got affected by that same disease and it has caused it to get stunted. So when you spray top right or do oxalimentine, it will help fight. Now you see the crop got stunted, but now it is starting to get redemption, because you see the other leaves are starting to be healthy, which means now after the medication it is getting better. So it's not going to produce tiny crops, it's going to produce good crops, good fruits. Okay. Now the thing is, we sometimes can take a crop like this to the people selling and tell them this is the disease I have, but they don't know what treats the disease. The problem with those people who sit there to sell, sometimes they don't walk to check farmers, so they may not know exactly the issues in the garden. And sometimes we think through the medications that we have. So you will go take this fruit and they may not know the exact spray that you can use to overcome this. And because of this, some of us, we were forced to start selling these medicines because of our farmers, because we wanted to be able to help them. So when we visit, we can tell them this, you can treat it with this and this and this, and it will cost you this much. And you're able to even supply them the medicines they need to treat their garden. You see, when pepper is still young, you can use the powdered sprays, but when the time comes and you are harvesting, stop using the powdered medicines or chemicals. So sometimes we can even use Seovet. Seovet will help your leaf to be strong and healthy. You can also use Top Right. All that is good for your crop. You can either use Seovet or use Top Right, but not both. That's a major challenge, because you may visit shops here that are selling agro-medicine. You visit Kamengo shops, Buama, Kayabwe, when they don't have Seovet. Yet you come to my shop in Mitalamaria and I will have Seovet because I know its use. I know how important it is for a pepper farmer. So that was our visit at Mr. Kamonde's garden, and as you can see, it's his first time to grow pepper. He picked the idea, he was interested, and he began. So you can grow in any place. If you have a small piece of land, have some people that you are working with so that each of you can grow in your small piece of land, and then together you can grow one big thing. And if you want to do that, you can still contact Mr. Dale Gracious. He can be of help. Like I told you, his contacts are in the full episodes. All the full episodes, the first and the second season, full episodes of Growing Pepper in Uganda, in the description. That's where you can get his contacts. All right, see you next Friday for another narrated episode. episode.